The Out of Bounds podcast is brought to you by the delicious Philly cheesesteak sandwich and cheeseburgers at Roosevelt's at Live Oaks Golf Club. Steve, tell me about the linebacker they had commit to them out of Amite, Louisiana yesterday.
Yeah, that's Javay Gilmore. He actually committed on Friday and just elected to hold the news till yesterday because it was his birthday. But another long, lean, athletic guy. LSU was on him pretty hard early on, but they see him as a tight end. He really wants to play on the defensive side of the football. Give Matt Brock and that grew a lot of credit for what they've done to get him. And spoke to him on Friday, and he just said simply he feels at home at Mississippi State, wants to play in the SEC, feels like the 3-3-5 give him some options to get on the field and kind of display his talent. But a lot of teams are on him, and he's got a very impressive offer sheet, but also a guy that can really run. And State always seems to have that long, lean, athletic linebacker, whether you go back to Bernard McKinney or Aaron Brule in many respects, or going back to Gabe O'Neill. This is kind of what State's built a reputation on, is finding these guys who can go play linebacker. And then you add the success they've had on the defensive line. State's been really good in the front seven. And I think when you begin to look at this class, let's say you get Storm Blanton, you already have Khalid Moore from Poplarville, who is phenomenal, and you add Gilmore. This could be one of the better linebacker groups that Mississippi State has signed in recent years, without question.
And Donterry Russell from Provine, he's projected as an edge rusher, right, Steve?
Yeah, he is, and he's another guy, too, that's done with recruiting. And it's no surprise that he came to Mississippi State. He was here again on Friday, and has spent a lot of weekends in town, with his brother. And according to DeMonte was about 10 pounds heavier in high school. And if you see DeMonte Russell now, he looks like a completely different player after 2 years in the weight room. He looks like what you'd expect an edge rusher in the SEC to look like. Don Terry's in that same mold and actually might be a tad bit longer. He's another guy that just needs to get in the weight room and get bigger and faster and stronger, but has great instincts and will be a guy, too, that I think, long-term sets himself up pretty well because he just really fits what Mississippi State wants from the position. And, he's a guy, too, that'll just kind of let it's like, I've got a lot of other schools kind of talking to me, but, Mississippi State's where I want to be. And it's better for the family, but it's also, I think, better for his future. It's because of the fact he'll have a chance to kind of grow and develop with his brother as a bit of a mentor here. And I think DeMonte Russell's going to have a huge career at Mississippi State. And then just when he begins to transition out and go to the National Football League, I think his brother will be coming to prominence.
Where do you see the DeMonte Russell, who is currently on the roster, how do you see him fitting into Arnett's defense this year? Starter or in the 2 rotation and playing a lot? What do you see there, Steve?
I definitely expect him to play a lot. Is he a day one starter? Probably not. I actually suspect that he'll probably miss the first game due to the little slap fight that they had with Tulsa following the Armed Forces Bowl. But I think he's a guy that's going to play a lot and be heavy in a rotation. Probably we'll see some starts at some point this year, but they'll stand him up as a 2-point guy, and he's just a phenomenal athlete. That's just a guy. There's a reason that most of the SEC recruited him. And Mississippi State gets him obviously because of the fact that he just simply felt he could achieve his goals playing closer to home and playing at Mississippi State. He just felt like from a culture standpoint it was the best fit. But I do think this is the year you begin to kind of see him, kind of realize his potential. And I think next year, 2022, he has a chance to really be a great player.